If you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or just not okay right now, you're not alone. Sometimes when the world feels heavy, it can be really difficult to know what to do next. We're exhausted, we're afraid, and the normal coping tools we use may not be working. So let's talk about why this is happening and small steps you can take to move forward. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Missy Kleins, and welcome to Big Feelings. When everything feels like too much and there's just so much coming at us, one thing after the other, our nervous system can go into survival mode. So, I want to introduce you to a few terms that might explain what you're experiencing and a couple practical things you can do to keep going. Let's start with flooding. Emotional flooding occurs when an individual becomes so overwhelmed by their emotions that they struggle to think clearly or respond rationally. So, this is often due to a surge of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, making it difficult to process information, communicate effectively, or regulate emotions. An example is when you see a distressing news headline and suddenly feel panicked, heart racing, thoughts racing, and unable to focus on anything. Why does this matter? Flooding can make it hard to engage in logical problem solving or self soothing techniques. Recognizing when you're flooded can help you step away and take a break before reacting. Dissociation. Dissociation is a mental process where a person feels disconnected from their thoughts, emotions, memories, or even their sense of reality. It can range from mild, like daydreaming or zoning out, to severe, feeling detached from one's body or surroundings, often described as numb or floating. An example is that when you're doom scrolling on social media and after an hour you realize you barely remember what you read or how you even ended up on certain pages. Or after hearing bad news, do you feel like you're watching yourself from outside? Why does this matter? Dissociation is often the brain's way of protecting itself from stress or trauma. While it can be a coping mechanism, prolonged dissociation can make it harder to stay present and take care of yourself. Emotional dysregulation. Emotional dysregulation refers to difficulty managing emotional responses in a way that feels appropriate or balanced. This can include mood swings, feeling emotionally stuck, or having reactions that feel too intense or too muted for the situation. An example is feeling completely numb or emotionally detached when you hear upsetting news, or on the other hand, snapping at someone for a small inconvenience because you're already at your emotional limit. This matters because when you're dysregulated, typical coping strategies might not work as well, and small stressors can feel unbearable. So, recognizing dysregulation can help you shift your focus to self compassion rather than forcing ineffective coping strategies. Hypervigilance. Hypervigilance is a state of heightened awareness and sensitivity to potential threats. It's often linked to anxiety, trauma, or prolonged stress, making it difficult to relax or focus on anything besides scanning for danger. Example is constantly checking the news or social media for updates, feeling on edge in everyday situations, or being startled easily by sounds or sudden movements. This matters because hypervigilance can make it difficult to rest or engage in normal activities, increasing stress and exhaustion over time. Existential anxiety. Existential anxiety refers to feelings of fear or unease about larger existential concerns, such as uncertainty about the future, the state of the world, or personal meaning and purpose. An example is worrying about the long-term consequences of global events, feeling hopeless about the future, or questioning whether anything you do really matters. This matters because this kind of anxiety can make people feel stuck in despair or powerlessness. Recognizing it can help shift focus to small, meaningful actions in daily life. So, taking all that into consideration, what can you do? Here are 5 small steps you can take for self-care when you're in survival mode. 1. Lower the bar. Survival mode means doing the bare minimum, and right now, that has to be enough. Take breaks from the noise, whether that's news, social media, constant notifications. They're all making things worse, so when that happens, step away for a little bit and come back to it. Treat yourself like a friend. So if someone you knew was struggling, what would you say to them to help them feel better? And try saying that to yourself, to treat yourself with that kindness. Let go of shoulds. Right now, you don't have to be productive. You don't have to stay positive. You don't have to keep pushing through. just existing has to be enough sometimes. And finally, come back to this moment. What do you need right now? Is it some water, a deep breath, a warm blanket, a hug? Whatever it is, start there. There's a lot happening right now, and whether you consider all of these transitions good or bad, transitions are still difficult and we still have to adjust. So, if all that you can do right now is basically get through the day, that has to be enough. Please treat yourself with compassion and kindness. I'm right here with you, and we all need to stick together and really support each other during this time. So, if any of this resonated or was helpful, please drop a like or a comment and let me know what was most helpful and what you are doing to get through each day. So, please take care of yourself, and I hope to see you next time.